everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, this is going to be one of the shorter reacts that I do because it's nothing but Twitter peeps. So, what's going on with Foodie? Well, as everybody knows, Chantal has been active on Cameo. Although she's not been on YouTube, she's been very active with her Cameo account. She's been doing cameos for people, make a little bit of money here and there. And somebody somewhere bought a Cameo from Foodie and sent the Cameo to Milky Chai. And Milky Chai showed the Cameo on her live stream today. So, what can we gather from the Cameo? Well, I didn't have a chance to watch Milky Chai's entire live stream. I would have loved to. She's a lovely reactor, very funny. But you guys know I got stuff to do. But the little bits I did see, what could I gather from it? What I gathered was, from what I saw, from what I've heard, Foodie was doing the Cameo, filming the Cameo inside of a car. It was pretty obvious. She was in somebody's car. I don't think it was her car. I don't think it was a Sangria Kia. I don't think she can fit in it anymore. She's got entirely too big. But she was in a car. Some were speculating it might have been the T-Mobile. Others said that maybe it was the car of her mom or someone. But she was definitely in a car. She had a green screen behind her, so you couldn't see the background. And you knew it was a green screen because every time she moved her head, the green screen would glitch. And you could see it trying to adjust to the movement. You also heard the sound of the fan from a car directly on her face. So obviously she was in a car. What else can we gather from the Cameo? Well, wherever Foodie is, whether she's in Kuwait or Canada, she isn't allowed to go on YouTube. And maybe part of the reason for that is because Pause Kuwait did say that soon that they would be giving us an update with the charges that were being compiled and put together, and they would let us know what exactly was being done. They said that it would happen after Eid, but maybe there's a lot of stuff to go through because they haven't gotten back on their Instagram yet to say what is going on. Maybe there's just so much stuff they don't know what to do. But maybe Chantal is waiting to see what they're going to do and what the charges are going to be before she comes back on YouTube. So if you want to know my opinion, where do I think Chantal is? Do I think she's in Kuwait or do I think that she's in Canada? I think she's in Canada. I really do. Some people may make the argument of, well, if she were in Canada, she might feel safer and she just might go live and go gangbusters anyway because she would feel safer in her home country. However, here is my counter argument. Maybe she's in a situation where she's staying with mom and stepdad, and they helped her get back home to Canada. And one of the stipulations was you are not going live on YouTube until we can figure this thing out. So do whatever it is you need to do, but no going live on YouTube because you're in big trouble, little lady. So they may be telling her, if you want to stay with us, you can't go live on YouTube. Absolutely not. That they put their foot down. Also, what I got from the Cameo, Chantal looked terrible. She looks like she's been through it. She looked about 100 miles of rough road. Rode hard and put away wet. She looked terrible. And you guys are going to see that on the Twitter peeps. But there's just so much speculation in the air. Some are saying she's in Kuwait. Some are saying she's in Canada. The little bit that I did see of her Cameo, she looked hamburger-eyed. She was pasty-mouthed again. And she only gets that way in Canada. And if she's in Canada, I'm wondering, Chantal, if you have access to a car, have you gone to see a certain somebody yet? Are you hanging out with him? Is he selling you party favors? Let us know. We're dying to know. But how about we get into the Twitter peeps? And I'll show you guys all the stuff. And you can make up your own opinion. So you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. Okay, it's time for the Twitter peeps. And like I said, this is going to be one of my shorter reacts. I hope it's okay. I'm just trying to keep up with all the craziness before it gets really crazy. I'm telling y'all, this is the calm before the storm. So anybody who might be wondering, where's Chantal? Where's Chantal? I'm letting you know, enjoy the time to yourself while you got it. Because when Chantal gets rolling, it's going to get nuts. It's going to get bananas. If you're a reactor, if you are an archive channel, if you're a clip channel, you're not going to get any sleep. Take it from somebody who knows. I remember Crackhead Olympics. We got no sleep. We were all tired and cranky. We were in a bad mood because Chantal wouldn't stop streaming. And it's been what, 11 days since her last live stream? Miss Mama's not been able to make money on YouTube for that long. What that means is when she does surface, she's going to hit the ground running and not stop running. She's going to have to. She's got a lot of income to make up for. But let me go ahead and bring up the Twitter peeps so you guys can see. All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that are not on Twitter, because you just don't care for it, I get it. It's the Wild West on Twitter. It's just nuts. That's why I do the Twitter peeps. That's way you guys can keep up with all the stuff without actually having to be on the app. So let's start here with a post courtesy of Tara Lee saying, yikes, Foodie Beauty is yellow. It looks like death warmed over in that cameo. Yeah, she didn't look good. She didn't look good at all. You would think that if she were home in Canada, that she would look better. You know, she would be arrested and back home with the family and whatnot. She looks bad. She looks really bad. Like she looks hamburger-eyed, like she's been crying a lot. She looks terrible. You'll see. Enigma 2025 said, if she now knows it's illegal to work under a tourist visa and she can't work via YouTube, is the Kuwait arc now over? There's no reason for her to return. She can't go live there anymore unless she's defiant. Well, look, I don't know what's going to happen with Paul's Kuwait, with the Kuwaiti government, as far as whatever charges might be brought against Foodie. I don't know what the consequences are going to be, but no matter what they are, I think it's safe to say the Kuwait arc is over. I think with all of the ruckus that she's kicked up in Kuwait, even if they let her go easy, it's going to make her think twice about staying there because she's going to know that she's on the radar now. She's definitely on the radar, and she's not going to be comfortable being on the radar. Foodie's sneaky. She likes to do things in the dark. She likes to do things hidden. She likes feeling like nobody's paying attention to me. Therefore, I have all the room in the world to be naughty. So now that all this stuff has gone public with Paws Kuwait and Girl World and is spreading to other places, it's far too public and it's far too open. So if she's still in Kuwait and they let her go, she's going to come home to Canada. She's going to have to. She can't stay there and do what she's been doing. Like she's too much under the microscope. Way too much under the microscope. I'm your Huckleberry says, no way in heck am I smart enough to figure this crap out. But for the Girl World sleuths, here is a slowed down clip of when the green screen disappears during Foodie Beauty's latest cameo. Do with it what you will. I can see it being a car door frame, but who knows? So there's a still right there. You guys can you guys see the glitching on the green screen like right here on this side? Yeah, that's the green screen in effect. So even though she's doing a cameo for somebody, I think in the back of her mind, she knew that somebody somewhere from Girl World or connected to Girl World or adjacent to Girl World was going to buy Cameo just because they were curious. So she took precautions and she put up the green screen. There are certain tells that she's in a car. Like I said, there was the car fan. People in other live streams said they heard cars passing by. So she's in a car somewhere doing her cameos. Definitely doing her cameos. You guys can see what she looks like. She looks terrible. Her eyes are all puffy. She looks like she's either been crying or she's been doing too many edibles. I'm not sure which. But she looks a hot mess. Foodie, you look bad. You look real bad. All right, so moving on. L's RPH says it sounds like Foodie Beauty is in a car. At one point, the green screen shows what looks like a headrest. At 2 p.m. in Canada, the light is bright, but not at 11 p.m. in Kuwait. Thank you, Milky Chai, Girl World. Somebody pointed this out, and I think it's important to point it out here, that yes, the cameo was done during broad daylight. But this cameo could have been done at any time, because I think on Cameo, you are given, 24 or 48 hours to complete the cameo. So none of us know exactly at what time and where Foodie did the cameo. So that kind of adds to the mystery. We don't know exactly when she did the cameo or even where she did it, just that she did it. All right, so Julie says Foodie Beauty must be really scared to stay this quiet for this long. Yep. And you know what? That's saying something, because Foodie Beauty isn't scared of very much. She's lived a life where she thinks all she has to do to get out of trouble is throw money at people or manipulate people. And this might be a situation where she can neither throw money at people nor manipulate people. There's very little that scares her, but government, jail, police, those are things that scare Foodie. There are many different sounds that Foodie likes. But you guys want a sample of sounds that she doesn't like, that she is scared of? Here's one right here. She don't like that sound. She's scared of that sound. And here's another one. Yep. Yeah, the prison door is shutting behind you. She is scared of those sounds. Those are anti-ASMR for Foodie. And she is doing everything so she doesn't have to hear those sounds behind her. She's hiding. And you guys know how much she likes money. You know how much she likes money. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, wait a minute, Rose. Didn't you tell us that Foodie does the feedie request off of YouTube? That's true. She does. I'm sure she's got some people, some clientele that might be floating her right now, giving her some money here and there if they can afford it. And she's got Cameo. And let's not forget about her merch stores. So I don't know exactly how much she's making, but let's also not forget that what starts the whole thing, though? She uses YouTube as a portal to get in front of people, to pull them around the block and down the corner to get the extra feedie requests. YouTube is just simply like an introduction about who she is and what she looks like and what kind of content that she could offer. But if the portal is shut down, well, she's not making as much money. And Foodie is a serious food addict. She needs to eat every 2 hours. And she's been far too dependent on YouTube and the Beezers, doing the fan sponsorships, sending her money through PayPal, basically using YouTube as a GoFundMe to fund her food addiction. But she can't come on YouTube right now and it's been a while. So imagine that if she were in Canada, what she's putting her family through right now. I'm sure it's not too pleasant, but for her to keep her mouth shut and to stay off of YouTube, she must be scared of something. I'm your Huckleberry says, my question is, if Foodie Beauty is in Canada, how the F does she go live or upload content? As soon as we see Canada in the backdrop, she immediately outed for leaving Salah and Julia behind without a second thought. Well, would we be surprised if she did, girl world? Would that surprise us at all? If she popped back up in Canada without Salah, without Julia, we wouldn't be shocked, would we? Of course we wouldn't. Why? Because we've been here before. I mean, let's think back. Let's think back to when she lived at the Canadian villa. She left behind Pete's that she had known and even been in a relationship with, somebody she'd known for what, 15 years plus? And she left behind BBJ and Sam and all her worldly possessions. She just packed up her suitcase, packed up her CPAP, and hightailed it over to Kuwait to be with Salah. So she had no problem leaving behind one man and pets. Why would it bother her to do it a second time? So if it happens again, I wouldn't be surprised. Foodie is a heartless narcissist who only thinks of herself. She doesn't think about the people or animals that she hurts, the lives that she may affect. She'll make a mess somewhere and then run away and let somebody else deal with it. So if she pops up in Canada, she'll make some excuse. Oh, I had to go. You guys know I was in trouble. I really didn't want to leave. I missed Salah, blah, blah, blah. We're going to hear all of that. It's coming. Not Your Mother says, hey, Chins, green screen and high AF. Gummies and wheelchairs. You are in Canada. Someone is still feeding you. Look at that face. Look at that face. It's been a while since we've seen that face. I think she's in Canada. I do. Because Canada is the only place where she can have that face, that high AF face, that hamburger-eyed face, the pasty mouth. Only in Canada can she do that. Only in Canada can she get her edibles. And I know what you're going to say. Wait. I know what you're going to say. Wait a minute, Rose. Can't she go to Thailand and get her green products? Once upon a time, yes, not so much now. Because after Foodie left, a new law or something was passed to where you can't go over there and do recreational green. And she didn't like Thailand anyway. It wasn't a good time. It was far too hot for her. Plus, considering the way she behaved in the hotel, leaving poo and stuff in the bed, I don't think she's welcome back over there. I really don't think so. So I think she's in Canada. Look at that face. Look at it. High. Very high. Tat Von B says, it looks like the Temu mobile. Number 1 is in Kuwait and number 2 is Cameo. The stitching is the same. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, let me blow this up. You guys tell me. I want your opinion. So, okay, this is her in the Temu mobile, right? All right. And people are saying the stitching on the back of the chair looks the same. When I was watching Milky Chai's live stream, to me, the headrest looked taller for her than the one in the Temu mobile. Also, the headrest, let's take a look at it. It feels like it's really, really filled out and round, and there's very bold stitching versus here. The hard part for me is the green screen. Like, is the green screen getting in the way? Is it interfering in how the stitching looks and how the seat looks so that you can't really figure it out? It's hard. It's really hard. But I don't know, man. That might be somebody else's car. That may not be the Temu mobile. I'm just going to throw something on the table. Just made up scenario. Anybody out there? If you had went to another country and you had done some nonsense, some serious nonsense to where you might be getting criminally charged, and you know that you cannot stream anywhere because it's a big no-no, and you were still in that country, would you go riding around in the car that you've streamed in before, that has been shown on live stream? Would you show any part of that car? Would you be in that car? I wouldn't. No, 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 no. I like anything connected to my content that they might be looking at. I'd be like, can't stream from the apartment, can't stream from the car, because that'd be a dead giveaway that I'm around somewhere. And if they're looking for me, they're going to know that I'm in this particular car. I wouldn't chance it. Maybe Foodie would. Maybe she's just that desperate. Don't know. Malarkey Meter says, oof, Foodie Beauty's looking rough. Woof, woof. Yeah, like, look. She looks bad. She looks bad. She looks tired. She looks like she's been through it. You haven't had any sleep, have you, Foodie? You have not had any sleep. And here's another thing. Another thing that might be a tell that she might be back in Canada. Y'all take a look at her. Y'all notice anything different? I'll give you a few seconds. See if you can spot it. All right. Here's what I'm noticing right now. Her hijab. Look at it. Normally when Chantal is in Kuwait and she's live streaming, she has that sucker all the way down to her eyebrows. She's covering up all of her forehead. She was showing her bald head and everything. And I don't think she'd be doing that in Kuwait. I think she might do it in Canada, but I don't think she'd do it in Kuwait. You know, like it's unusual to see Foodie showing so much forehead and even like part of her head. What's up, Chantal? Where are you? Come out and play, girl. Come on. You know you want to, but you're looking rough, Foodie. What are you doing? Are you hanging out with Nads? You partying with Nads? Are you staying with your parents? Are you getting no sleep? What's happening? D Angry Scott says, could this image be fat enhanced? I don't know. Her skin is looking rough. She looks very, very, very rough. Like, girl, you need to go. If you just got out of bed, you need to go back to bed. You look terrible. Perfectly Imperfect says, Foodie Beauty's newest cameo is a lot to process. Yellow, swollen, and looking like she just fought off a swarm of bees and lost. Sis says she's taking a break from work. When I take a break, I glow up. She looks like her break was court-ordered and medically supervised. Look, I don't know what she's been doing on her break, but whatever it wasn't good for her. Something is telling me, Foodie, that you've had a lot of sleepless nights. Like you not been sleeping very well. You're not resting. Maybe you're anxious because you don't know when and how the other shoe is going to drop. You don't know how hard it's going to drop. You don't know what day it's going to drop. You don't know what that means for you. You don't know if you're going to get criminally charged. You don't know anything. You're just playing the waiting game. And you're scared while you're waiting. And it's making you ragged. It's running you ragged, ain't it? Sure is. Kelly says, I have no idea where she is. There's a reason for her to use the green screen in the back in Kuwait or Canada. I can say one thing, she looks like crap. Yep. Sure does. Milker's Milky Chai says, my thought was that the cameo was sent at 2:22 p.m. Eastern time, which means it would have been 9 p.m. in Kuwait at that time. I don't think she's smart enough to consider that personally. Either she's not smart enough or she just doesn't care. She might be so low on money, she's like, screw it. I need money. I've got to make some pocket money. I've got to eat. I've got to get something to eat. So if I can make money on Cameo, let's do this. I mean, I can't starve to death. Fondue Spider Beach says Foodie Beauty lost her husband, home, cats, car, hair, health, liver, feet, all her worldly possessions, and thinking she can casually pop up to suck more grift money from the community. You're going to F around and lose your freedom, cutie. That's her choice. That is her choice. And the sad thing about it all is that it didn't have to go this way. There were so many people in the community saying, go home, Chantal. Go home. You need to go home. Reactors were saying it. Tarot readers were saying it. We were all telling her, you need to go home. You sure do. I mean, make up any reason you want, Foodie. You could have made up any reason you wanted to. You could have spun it any way you desired. Say it's for your health. Like, you could have gone home months ago. You should have gone home months ago, but you didn't. You want to know why? Because you were making money in Kuwait and you got far too comfortable in Kuwait, and some stupid part of your brain clicked on and made you actually think that you live there. You're a resident. You were never a resident. You were always a tourist. And a tourist is supposed to visit the place and then leave. But you visited and you didn't want to leave. You were a tourist trying to act like an actual citizen, a resident of Kuwait, trying to establish a home and have a husband and pets, trying to make a little family. And that's not what you're supposed to do on a tourist visa. You're supposed to tour the country, see what you got to see, take some pictures, and get out. But you didn't want to get out. You wanted to make yourself a little home there, and you wanted to grift for money, and you grifted hard. And like Icarus, you flew too close to the sun and you got burned. Your greed got in the way. Your greed was your downfall, and that is your fault. That is entirely your fault. I'm Your Huckleberry says this. This convinces me more than anything else. Tracy knows where Foodie Beauty is and wouldn't go so hard in the paint if they were wrong. Tracy, you smooth brain person. We can tell by the lighting on her face that there is no way in heck she's sitting on that gaming chair. No, she's not sitting on the gaming chair. That's Salah's gaming chair. She was in a car. You could hear the AC blowing on her face in a car. That wasn't the gaming chair. The gaming chair is back in the apartment. It is. You can't put the gaming chair in the car. That's ridiculous. Perfectly Imperfect is saying, oh, Tracy is selling Kuwait, which to me is more evidence she's in Canada. I'm sure she's been in touch with Tracy and others. Well, I think I remember once Chantal saying that she uses WhatsApp, and there were certain people that she has on WhatsApp with her. Tracy might be one, and Teardrop is another one. Like, she's got her little group of helpers, friends, and she talks to them. I'm sure they know exactly where she's at, but because they're loyal to Chantal, they're not going to say. Sinatra says she's a hunger girl. Hey, Foodie, I got a question for you. I remember you saying that you wanted a hot girl summer. Are you getting it now? You like to manifest things. I just want you to know you manifested this. You really did. You said you wanted a hot girl summer. You also told us that season 3 was going to be lit. Well, there's finally a flame. It's definitely going to be lit. Just not in the way you wanted it to be or you promised it would be. It's going to be lit a little bit different. But how are you enjoying that hot girl summer? Tell me. I'd love to know. Tell me all about it. Okay, so Lori Koff says, Tracy, you clown. So once again, one of Chantal's mods is somewhere where they shouldn't be. Once again, Tracy, all up in Milky Chai Chat's live chat. Look what she said. Look in those big shouty capital letters. Turn the volume down, Tracy. Tracy says, you act like you've struck gold. You sound so ignorant. It's probably the gaming chair. OMG, why so excited? So stupid. I see what you're trying to do for her, Tracy. You're doing what Chantal does. She likes to play that misdirection game. She might be over here, but let's direct everybody over there. You know, she's still trying to keep secrets. She's still trying to have the element of surprise. There is none. There's no element of surprise. We got her clocked. We've always got her clocked. She's so predictable. But good try there. Good try doing the misdirection game. Saying it's a gaming chair. For the gaming chair, that means she would be in an apartment somewhere. When clearly she was in the car with the cars passing by and the AC going. Nice try, Tracy. And by the way, why are you in Milky Chai's chat to begin with? Didn't you get in trouble before? Didn't you? Chantal's going to yell at you again. Stop it. Why are you in her chat, Tracy? Cut it out. Sandy the Rat Quesadilla says, we all know she's filming these and immediately sending them out. It's daylight in Canada and nighttime in Kuwait. I feel she's in Canada. I'm standing by that. I'm sticking to it. Hectic Llama says, Foodie sighting via someone who took one for the team and ordered a Cameo. She's using a green screen, but seems to be in a car. Road sounds and headrest glitches in. So if she's in Canada, she must be on strict orders from family. No going on YouTube. And you know that's driving her mad. We know how Chantal needs attention and money. You know she's going bananas right now. Probably pitching a fit, having a hissy fit every 5 minutes because she can't make money and she can't get attention and she can't speak her mind. She's been grounded by the family. Chantal, you're 41 years old and you've been grounded. They're going to send you to your room. They're sending you to your room, girl, without your dinner. Enigma 2025 says, so she dared to pop up online, but not YouTube yet. She's backbone home. She said she has a sore throat like pneumonia, and she gets that from flying all the time. So did she flee Kuwait? I wonder if she'll be able to return now or if they're forced to be apart. If she fled to Canada, she's not going back to Kuwait. Too much heat in the kitchen. Too much being under the microscope. Too much being on the radar now. She likes attention, but not that kind. She doesn't like the attention of anything having to do with legal or criminal or possibly going to jail or paying huge fines or lawyers or attorneys or judges. She doesn't want the attention of those people. Oh, no. Like I still think that night when she lost her mind, she left. She left on the next flight out. Let's see. Pegatha says, I honestly don't care where she is, so I'm not guessing. She's screwed whether she's in Canada or Kuwait. They are just different circumstances of being screwed. Love that for you, cutie. Yep. I love it the most for Foodie. Because even if she was in Canada and she thinks, haha, I got away. They can't do anything to me. Think again, Foodie. You're not being sued. There might be criminal charges. And if there are criminal charges, they can bring you right back if they want to. Okay, something wholesome from Post of Cats. What was that? What kind of cat is this? This cat looks like it's got a onesie on. Look at the ears. I feel this cat's pain. It's like I was just playing my toy. What was that? I was just minding my business. What just ran over me? Was that necessary? Oh. Okay. I think we're all caught up in Foodieville. Like I said, it was going to be a shorter react. I just want to stay caught up because I know Foodie. She comes online. Oh my God, it might be a 12-hour live. I don't know. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little catch up. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.